Yes.
All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Cyberpunk
2077, that's the one I'm most excited about. CD Projekt Red is the best company.
Where is it coming out on?
Everything, I think.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nycos D&D. This is the first session of I'm sorry, I almost made a mistake there. Whispers on the Wind. The episode title is The End of the Beginning.
Uh-oh.
With that having been said, we're going to go through our story so far and everything, but before we do that, I'd like to introduce our characters and our players. So I'm going to ask you to give your actual name, your character's name, class, race, and a little bit of information about your character's childhood. All right? So I'm going to start to my right, because within the game, this group has already officially called itself Frank and Friends, and so we can't start this without Frank being introduced first. So take it away, Frank.
My name is Christopher. This is my character, Frank the Foreign. He is an Outlander. He is a half-orc barbarian, but I believe both of his halves are orc. He just doesn't realize it.
He is a rook of rooks.
As far as his childhood, he's a very low intelligence kind of guy. He just liked to chase animals. He really didn't do much. He was just kind of there. As far as why his tribe left him, I think it's just because he just kind of does what he wants. But he's very simple child, and that's basically all I have for his childhood.
Sounds good.
I'm Scott. My character is Ashok Cree. He is a Troloran, or Dark Elf, Warlock, Hexblade Warlock. He was a kind of an orphan. He was just raised by thieves and other such scoundrels. Ended up joining a pirate crew when he was very young.
Alrighty, and for clarification, you're actually Shadow Elf rather than Dark Elf.
Shadow Elf, that's right, Shadow Elf.
My name's Jacob. I play Boren, a dragonborn sorcerer, and I'm a sage. I used to be a teacher.
Excellent. And your childhood?
Childhood. My childhood sucked because I turned into a dragon and my parents abandoned me.
That would do it. That would do it. Do you have your name tag?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have mine.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Arthur. I will be playing Ayula. She is a female elven, specifically Dian druid, and spent the past century or so essentially practicing druidic magic, and learning about the Dian, and some doesn't know the answers but learned the mysteries surrounding the disasters that they have wrought. And so we are here to seek redemption and fight for the greater good as we try to help and mend some of the damage that we have done.
My name is Andy, and my character is Chaska Cyan. He is a monk human who is also an outlander as well. In his childhood, his parents were part of a nomadic tribe that wandered the plains from location to location. As he, when he was around 8 or 9 years old, his parents were killed in an accident, or a hunting accident. He was sent to a village to live with his aunt. His aunt was not very friendly towards her sister, therefore not friendly towards the child. The child ran away, or Chaska ran away, ended up under the tutelage of a wizened old monk whose name is Kit, and he taught him how to become a monk and some of the first teachings. And but Chaska, always being a nomadic person, has that wanderlust, and had to break away and learn things on his own. So
excellent. One more note for the audience, more than anything else. I asked during the introductions if they had their name tags. One of the things that occurs in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is that the GM can afford the players something called inspiration. In my case, what I do is that as long as they bring their name tags, which allow us to play with the information about our allies in the party by their character names, it tends to make the role play more realistic. And so therefore the name tags are a way of doing that. By you bringing the name tags, I then reward you with your inspiration. So with that, we now turn to what we call OSSF, or Our Story So Far. And if you would please kick it off and tell us what you remember, and people will embellish as we go.
Well, I'm having a big time memory drain right now.
We were at the mansion.
We're at, okay, yeah, that's right. That's
All
all
the
you
stuff
needed to
happened
say
in the
was just
mansion.
like a little click there.
Okay, who's mentioned?
Ashford,
Alistair.
Alistair Oxford.
Alistair Oxford.
His mansion, we actually met the housekeeper, who is a ghost, which we learned. We were at
We were
his,
specifically told, by the way, that this one shouldn't be there.
right.
Oh,
He-
you cannot go to that mansion.
Which is
Yeah.
a good thing, the reason you were here.
What was it, second gen?
Sec gen.
Second
Genesis.
Gen.
Yes. And for clarification,
I have it underlined.
the Dragonborn, per rules of Dungeons and Dragons, are a playable character class. On Nycos, I've put a stipulation that there can be none, with the exception that every group can have one. So all it just means is he's absolutely unique on the world. There are not a lot of Dragonborn at all.
So he actually might be worth money.
The dedication to the party.
I'll
So
sell myself.
Whoa.
there you go. Well, that'd be a totally good scam. What we could do is we could sell you to people, make a boatload of money, and then come and break you out, and then move to the next town.
Exactly. Or we could take the droid, make him turn into a horse, sells a horse, he turns back into a person,
First of all,
rinse and repeat.
we-
Oh, her,
we've
sorry.
been this has been
Every
going
week.
on since the first session.
From the first episode, I think the way we can, part of how we can handle this, although it may be a little brusque, is to say perhaps you have masculine cheekbones or something, the deeper voice. I don't know, something about you.
Elf.
Well, no, okay. So in defense of all Eldrin, they are a little bit on the androgynous side anyway.
Yeah, medical kind.
So I'm just saying, if the very difficult problem of not remembering, you might want to put actually SHE in really big letters up in the corner of the name tag.
Her.
She, her, hers.
No, because then they start calling you Shahur. So what's going on, Shahur? No.
So what I recall is that we were at his house. The tower that spins, it views 7 different iterations.
Eras, yeah. Yeah,
Eras.
era is the shorter word, but iterations are the correct word.
Of where this tower has been. You know, it seems to be from this location. So we saw that. Let me see. I don't. Again, I'm having a brain drain here. If you guys recall anything more,
Did you meet any other NPCs other than Grace?
we met an old man, miner.
Oh, that's right.
I don't recall his name. I probably wrote it down.
I think it's the one that you kept insisting you didn't remember and kept calling him other names.
Belden.
His name is
Oh.
actually Belden, but you
Oh,
were calling
Vincent.
him Brian,
Yeah,
Vincent,
Vincent.
Barrett,
Yeah.
Barry.
Everything other than Belden.
Bill. Yeah.
Yes, we met a miner who actually has an interesting hut. We slept there. He's given us a little bit of information about what's going on in the town. So we met that gentleman.
He is a bit of a busybody, and he kind of knows other people's business. That's
They
Which
took
is
our
not a bad
dog.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
well,
The,
puppy
the Koshi, but actually it's going to a place that
Training.
a training and stuff. So
Is
it's a
it going
good.
to the Rangers place?
No, because the ranger would have killed him.
because it was one of the mongrels, one of the runts.
We delivered a sound defeat to the monsters. And then they brought in a black dragon, so we ran away.
Big black dragon?
No, it was a little black dragon, but any black dragon is bad news.
Yeah.
Especially after you'd
It's never
already used up your
sneaky.
spell. You'd already blown through your spell lists, and then you see the dragon.
And then when
That's
our sorcerer just suddenly disappeared on us, it's like, where the...
I was
So,
talking to the dragon.
Yeah.
He gave me a heads up to get out of there.
And then there was, so we defeated 2 of the gnolls, or they're not gnolls, they're Grolem. But there were more, so we got kind of chased out. But the ones we defeated soundly.
So where am I at if there's this mansion?
well, more than likely at the beginning you just didn't go in with them for some reason. Something caught your attention or whatever.
You wanted to play
Butterfly.
with the rabbits outside.
Yeah, we were able to maneuver around the rabbits by apologizing. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, they had to explain why they took coyote form by random chance and.
It may or may not have been exactly my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, the apology was rather lackluster, and we kind of had to drag it out of her. But she finally did kind of say, It was one of those. I'm not apologizing for what I did. I'm apologizing if you feel badly about it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry you felt the way that you did.
So it was a non-apology, but it was enough for a favor.
Brought carrots as a
It
peace
kept
offering, it's
50,000
fine.
rabbits off our back, so
Hell
that's
yeah.
all it needs to do.
Yes. So you have at this point returned. Where were you? Were you staying at the inn, or did you stay with Belden?
I think we had said that we were gonna
We
either
stayed at
camp
the-
or stay with Belden
Yeah,
afterwards, but I don't remember which.
I think we left off still at the mansion.
Yes, we
The
did
manor.
fix off the previous session, still there.
Do we finish it? Do we end inside the house then?
Yeah,
Still
we
talking
ended
to?
Yes.
inside the house.
Who?
We didn't
Which
leave.
room are we? Where are we at? And who are we talking to?
I think we were exiting. We were going to exit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you exited, then then the start point will be wherever you
Okay.
rested. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
So unless you were still in a conversation, in case I would finish
I
it.
believe we had just finished and we were on our way out.
Yeah.
That's what I had in my head was that you were at a camping point.
Pardon me.
That's the reason
Oh,
why
yeah.
that's why I also granted the experience points at that point because there
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
All right.
So we leave.
All right. So you have
We thank
you,
him
you
for
so
his hospitality.
yes. He says, come again anytime. Just probably need to maybe send a messenger in advance so I can have Grace clean the place up a bit.
Oh, no, everything was fine. It's perfect.
No, I insist. Please send a
Okay.
messenger.
All
It has nothing to do with keeping the place clean, but that's his story and he's sticking to it.
Okay.
So, you have returned. Did you just? That's what I'm asking though. Did you decide you were going to camp out here on the plain, or did you go back to Belden's, or did you go to the inn? Because going into the inn, you'd been going back at a rather late hour. If I remember
Belden
correctly.
seems safe if you.
Benson's? Berries?
Yeah.
Nice.
All
Is
right.
that the guy?
Well-
Great. Belden's not gonna. He's just gonna be slapping his forehead.
He's going to hate
Good
us
God,
so
man.
much.
Get it right one of these days.
Especially
So
when
we'll just camp out
especially when he
there.
finds out that you get Alistair's name right every time. All right.
All
So
right, we camp out there.
okay, when you get back, Belden asks how it went. We all good?
Remarkably well.
Any information you want to share with me? Given all the information I've given you, is there something I need to know from what you've discussed?
Was there anything that we...
Well, maybe it's less applicable to you, but I learned that apparently the Dian are the ones responsible for the creation of the second Genesis.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. You should have. That's how the Kushi came to be how they are. They bred those things specifically.
It was something of a shock to me, though, so...
It was kind of a shock to you.
No.
He really just confirmed everything we had talked to him about, I think.
Okay. So, Have
we
a good
learned
night.
what
Good
the
night.
tower. We explained the tower, the whole
Interesting.
eras.
He also says that the tiles, the ones that we were worrying about, are passing by his manor, not actually.
Going to.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And
Were there any new ones?
We didn't count.
No, you did. There weren't.
No, there wasn't any new ones, not yet.
Because you remembered. You
They only happen once
you
a week.
you actually asked me about it, and then you remembered that it's only once a week that one shows
Yeah.
up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's once a week.
So
We're
you can
still,
calculate backwards that there's been X number of weeks since this whole thing started.
Is it like Thursday today?
It is.
Yeah. Work day. No, not work day.
Frank remembers initial clues. Wagons go into mansion and no return. Do we still
Oh, I think
care about that?
Did he not remember that? Did you tell him how that?
Oh, the wagons don't go into the mansion. The wagons, as soon as they pass that last septagonal stone, the
Yes.
stone lights up and they just disappear into
But-
thin air.
Frank remembers we had a clue that said wagons go into mansion. Maybe you were asleep.
He's saying that the evidence that you got from clear back from what's his name might be accurate, and that this guy might be lying.
Oh, okay.
You weren't here.
Oh, I wasn't
It
here
was the day you weren't with
the
us.
first day. Or
Yeah, that was our clue.
Oh.
That is what Frank remembers. We never looked into that.
I'm not here. I'm just outside. chilling.
We're out.
Yeah.
We're
They caught up with you.
Oh,
They're with us.
Okay.
You're with us now.
I thought you were still there.
No.
That's why I was clarifying. They didn't stay. They weren't still in the house. They'd left the house, which means they came back to. More than likely, you were enjoying Belden's stew. Belden loves to cook.
Frank has a question for Belden.
Okay.
Man in Mansion says Frank is Spider Walker. Man in Mansion has little spiders that like Frank. And Frank is interested in the term Spider Walker and why Frank is called Spider Walker.
Well, more than likely, he envisions that you are part of the vanguard for the armies of Chuntroa, and not realizing that you instead came by navy.
Okay.
There basically are multiple nations of the Rook, and
Some Rook ride spiders?
yes, monstrous ones. How did the spiders react to you?
Friendly.
Well, that would be why he thinks you might be a spider walker. It also suggests that you might actually be a spider walker, and that would explain perhaps why your tribe dumped you, if they thought you were one of theirs and then discovered that you were instead possibly a spy. Quite frankly, from Frank's conversation, I'm not exactly sure that Frank could possibly
Frank.
be a spy, but it could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
I got to
Spies
see,
like us
I
can
got to,
spy.
exactly. I got to see Manchurian Candidate once, so.
I can get injected with the secret venom.
Exactly.
Transform.
Into the Spider-Verse, huh? the Rook version.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's a good film. All right, so Belden's house. Anything else you guys want to gather information-wise from Belden in the morning or in the evening? We got fun.
Belden, do you know of anything?
You got my name right. Yes.
Do you know anything?
Small
of,
victories. Small victories.
Grace. She is a keeper in the house. Seems as though she's not all the way here, like she's a ghost, but trapped to the house.
Okay, Grace. No. Only women I know about that house were Ophelia and Olivia. If he's got servants from extraplanar locations or from the spirit realm, that's new to me. Alistair was known to be a mystic and perhaps a mage, but never a necromancer. Did you ever see Grace and he in the same room at the same time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
we noticed
In fact,
when
he asked her to get some tea for us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
we noticed when we entered the house, the door seemed to open with no one's there. But as we entered the house, all of a sudden she was there holding the door, as if
She was also sitting in a rocking chair on the porch too, because there was a chair rocking back and forth.
yes. And as we were outside of the house, we couldn't see that. It was just a chair. We could tell that something got off of it, but we could not tell what or who until
The
we
door
entered
opened.
the house.
Storming that castle would have went really wrong, I think.
Really fast.
Yeah. That would have been a bad thing.
Well, with a tower that can see both space and time, you probably would have to be really ready when you go.
Yeah. Well, the fact.
Oh, and how went the search for the timestamp?
Well, what we learned is that I guess it's some sort of game between Alistair and Winton. What was it?
Fenton.
Fenton.
Livingston. Okay, that's my only bit of sweet revenge. You don't remember Belton's name, but you can't say
No matter how
Benton
hard we
Livingston.
So I'm just gonna call him Bob. And
Oh, dear.
that guy's Bob and Bob and Bob. And his brother Bob.
Medium
Nice.
Bob, Harry Bob.
And
Scary Bob.
it's some sort of game, so no, we weren't able to get our hands on the timestamp. But I'm not sure if that's now a goal for us anymore.
Yes, I believe we got the information we sought
Mm-hmm.
because of the timestamp anyway.
Now, I'm not sure if Fenton would be able to give us any more information.
Did Alistair give you any message for him to suggest that the game was still continuing?
We didn't mention Fenton
At all.
out of fear of
Yeah.
angering him.
Grace
Oh, Grace
Caution.
about it?
cautioned us against bringing up that Fenton's name.
Yes, when we told her that he was the reason that we were there, she told us not to even mention his name.
So we had to make up some elaborate story of why we were there.
So how'd that go?
Well, we're still alive.
Do you think he believed your story?
Well, given the fact that he can see into time and space, no.
But even
Right.
if he didn't find us offensive enough to
To eradicate.
yes,
Okay.
that's a apt word.
Scary word, but nonetheless works. So you see a little bit. There must be a little bit of power in Alistair's operations. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's some there.
Only all of it.
He's not the master of that household.
No?
He's a first level magic user.
Oh, that's
By no means.
By gnomes means?
Yep.
There are no any gnomes involved except for. Well, I won't go there.
So we got to figure out where we're going next.
We do have our lead with the Warrens now. You know, we were.
Yeah, you haven't yet talked to the Warrens. That's true.
We were on edge about that, out of fear of being forced into some sort of contract or servitude. But that does appear to be our strongest lead, I think.
Go and talk to the Warrens? I thought the Warrens were in on it. I thought they were getting paid off.
I would say they're at least on the take, somehow, some way.
At the absolute least, they're aware of what's going on and are being willfully ignorant. But
I'm down for whatever you guys.
Zeros, yeah. Other than that,
You're-
there's
We could take over the town.
I stuttered
I'm
as I
down
looked through
for
my
that.
notes.
We could become the new masters. Hey, we might as well be on the take.
Masters of the
I'm
universe.
down. Like, I'm
Gives
down
them
to
all
throw
take
this
it
world for a loop.
Um,
And be like, you know, let's just work for these bad guys and just make money. And then once we got
Some campaigns do that.
Once
Just
we
become
get-
the operating arm of a bad
and then once
bad
we got enough
organization
money,
and
rob 'em blind.
Take out the bad guy.
they take on kind of the role the concept of John Dillinger, as long as we don't actually kill anybody.
No, I'm thinking of the concept of is like we're working for you until we get the right opportunity to kill you.
Yep.
Type.
Till the middleman becomes the main man.
And then
Yeah, the other alternative is the Cursed Lands. They
But
just
through it
can't
would
go
not be
the
for them.
road that what the city's
But
going
yeah,
through.
we gotta kill these people. No. Not slaughter these innocent children and people.
But they destroy the forest.
They're starting bonfires.
They're cutting down helpless trees in the forest to build their mines.
They're picking flowers and not even using them, they're just throwing them.
Yeah. How dare they?
Those children.
I
Kill 'em
feel like
all.
I'm being lied to. So we know about the Warrens, we know about the Cursed Lands ahead of us, and
Yes.
there's also the path further down past the manor. And see if we can find out about the station with the tiles.
Then there's also the place that we left, the dungeon, or the mines. We don't necessarily have to go all the way down to the bottom. There are maybe possible levels that we can work our way through.
Yeah, you already know that there was multiple ways into that place, and
Right.
We took the
So-
elevator.
that was only old number one. You haven't even gone to the other
We
other
took
mine
the
shafts.
Well, we learned from Barry here that one of them you don't want to go into because you'll just lose your way.
2 is
Literally.
dangerous. 3 will get you lost. 4 will get you nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere being,
Oblivion.
oblivion.
And what is one? Just the way?
That's the one.
One is the one,
One
we
we
went
went
to,
in.
the one that had Fifi.
Mm-hmm.
But we just couldn't.
And
Fifi
you
the
may actually
dragon.
like to go back in.
Or maybe the
Yes.
dragon left.
Fifi being the dragon.
I don't know. I think we're adventurers. That's where
Talk to
the
the
adventure
dragon.
is.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'll try and talk to the dragon.
I think your weapon is
I got draconic.
is in need of some blood, doesn't
Mhm.
it?
As is mine.
Yeah. So maybe we need to go.
One thing to consider though is that they are at least aware of our presence. We would
Yes,
need
they
to
are.
be.
We have to be ready. Make sure you got all the spell slots and all the everything.
Well, it's going to take
I
them a
have
little
my-
while to fix the elevator.
Every time.
So when we go back
Every
in
time you
there,
open
we
it,
should
it's
expect that there's going to be some creatures on the top,
He's wild.
at the top, fixing the elevator. So I mean, that's one of the things we can do is we can be a pain in their side and go in there and kill whoever's on the top there and slow down the progress of
Then we just
improving
go
the
in there,
elevator.
kill people. Keep going in there, killing people.
How
Leave it.
heroic.
No,
Oh.
they're evil bad guys that we're killing. They're not
Exactly.
just running
We
the mill
leave when the
people.
dragon comes. We kill until they're otherwise.
Sound like a plan?
It works for me.
Not a
Okay.
good one, but.
I'm down. I think that's 4 yeses and a maybe.
That's as close to unanimous as you get.
At least try to ascertain what they're doing.
Well, it's 3 yeses and a maybe, and I think Frank's actually said what his choices are yet.
Yeah, he's already ready.
It's halfway out the door.
What are we waiting for?
He's
Let's-
sharpening his.
So the question is do we go in at night or do we go in the day?
What's a cave? If we don't want the people outside to see us go in at night, but if we're worried about the people inside, I don't think
It's
That's
gonna
fine.
matter.
Yeah. But if we're worried about being seen going in, then nighttime.
Okay, then we'll need to go in at night.
The way.
I'm not sure if we want attention drawn from the outside. We don't want something at our back while we're trying to deal with something in front
An
of
old
us.
seeing tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we could do this, we could wake up extremely early in the morning. That way we can still go under the cover of darkness.
Like 2, 3 in the morning or something.
Yeah. We could have, I'm sure Bill can get us up. He's a miner, he probably never sleeps.
I
Yeah,
don't have to sleep either.
Oh, okay, that's right, yeah.
It doesn't
you're
take
a
very long
non-sleeper.
time.
Are you a non-sleeper too?
No, I'm a dragon when I sleep.
Oh,
Only
okay.
the elf kind.
Are you kidding? He has to go pull out. He's always having to go, guys, I don't have enough change. Anybody got some loose change? Because I need to sleep upon my sleep upon my hoard. I only have 47 coppers. Anybody let me? I just need a bar for the night.
I have
You have it.
10 gold coins and I go, I'll be right back. And I go, exchange it all for copper.
Otherwise, he can't sleep.
I don't care how much my horse is worth. It's a horse.
Exactly. It must be.
All right. So morning rolls.
Well, I
around.
can imagine when he started, he probably just had enough for a pillow.
At the end of the adventure, I have a king-size bed.
Okay. All right. So,
We'll help you out with that.
wake up in the morning and we are headed to
Mine shaft 1.
Mine shaft 1.
Okay, so first thing in the morning, you see
Get your spells.
the place is kind of closed down, but not operational. Are you going up the way you did last time, just straight up the mountain face, or are you going to take the long walk out past the other mines?
What provides us more cover?
Oh, straight up the mountain.
Yeah.
But it's
Straight
a
up
lot
the
more
mountain.
strenuous, and if somebody does see it, they'll then know how you're getting there. If you're looking for trying to be stealthy, it'd be easier to mingle with the other workers that are walking up and down the road.
As we do.
Oh, well, there is that. You do have,
You know, we kind of stand out.
well, you have that.
So what if we just take, like, go, let me see, east, away from town, come
And then
back and circle
meander around? Okay. So, having done so, you'll get back to the mines area about 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning, despite trying to leave early because that pathway is a lot more rugged. And it's not quite to the point of needing rope climbing, but it gets a little hairy in a couple of different places.
Okay.
And Iola, what is your garb like? Or what are you currently wearing? Because I can imagine if you're wearing a skirt, you might have to like, wait, guys, I'm going last, kind of thing.
No, just like
Trousers.
leather armor and trousers.
Okay,
Yeah, good
okay.
for adventuring.
All right, sounds good.
Came prepared. She's like, do I go for fashion or function? Everything in my being saying fashion, but I'm going with the trousers.
We have to have priorities
Practical.
somewhere for him.
It's the fashionable 80s pantsuit.
Exactly.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Complete with shoulder padded armor. I mean,
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very nice. All right, so you're as you come down towards that mine shaft, you do see, oddly, a group of what look like, for lack of a better term, mendicant priests standing outside of the one that says you get lost. Was which one?
2, I believe.
2, right?
No, 3.
3. Okay, yeah. So they're standing out front, and they're just gesticulating in unison. Their movements almost look like I don't know if you guys have seen the OA, but there's the dance move that they all do, and the just absolutely choreographed movements. Every hand gesture that they do, it's like Tai Chi on speed. They're going through it really fast, like they're repeating something. And the actions, you sit and watch long enough, there are 9 specific ritual positions that they end with. And it's like this lockstep kind of a thing where each one of
Like the somatic portion of a spell.
it would seem to be. As you get closer, you can also hear, rather disturbingly, one of them is playing a kazoo.
Kazoo.
Flutes, right? And make the magic happen.
Yes.
And these guys are playing a kazoo and doing avatar stuff.
It was goblins. Goblins, not little kids that have to play
Yeah,
the flutes.
the blend.
The
Blend.
blend.
Mm-hmm.
Which are goblins.
Yeah.
What color are the priests' clothes? Robes?
The robes are of a very deep indigo, almost black.
Indigo.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, at first you thought it might be black, but as you get a bit closer, the sheen of it,
Sheen of purple.
it's got a, it's like I'd say it's either a really, really light suede, or it could actually be something like a velour.
Oh, wow.
It's a textured cloth, but it's light enough that as they move, you can see the muscles ripple under them. It seems very odd, almost like they're not priests, but possibly either a monastic order or something along that line, a religious organization that is not priestly, but ritualistic in nature.
Okay. Could be monks.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check. DC of 15.
18.
Nothing gets by
Frank.
Frank there.
A solid 25.
I'm just like, just drool on myself.
Mine's 21.
Your modifier.
It's +4 and then proficiency.
She is Nancy Drew. Yes, the word that didn't pop to your mouth immediately, but does become more clear to these are cultists of some sort. It seems like they're trying to draw magics or something from this place
In the middle of the day.
in the middle of the morning.
Wow.
Bold.
Do we ask them or do we stop them? Or do we...
While you're standing by, you're right near the entrance to number 1, which is something that is also not. You're looking over, going, "We're gonna go break into this one. You keep doing your culty things." I mean,
They could be summoning something crazy there, man. You don't know what they're doing.
And this is the mind
They
that
could be
gets
bringing
you
that
lost.
bug back to life.
Oh, Lord of XP.
Yeah, I lost a level someplace back there. I want it back. This is a place of things lost. I know that.
I
So
would
are we
say,
just gonna keep it pushing?
yeah.
So you're going to ignore the cultists operating in broad daylight.
This seems sketch.
Well,
I say
the
kill 'em.
town obviously is ignoring them.
Town doesn't pay attention up the hill for the most part anyway. Remember, you can only see it if you're in the hollows.
Okay.
You can't see the mountain ridge.
So if we got in a fight with these guys right now, nobody would know.
That
Exactly.
would be absolutely. The only people that might would be people
You let
farther
us know
down
if
the
we should
road.
kill the cultist, chat.
Yeah, definitely chat. We have a quorum. We have 3, so at least 3 people could definitely vote on it. So, oh, nice.
Or you count as
I'm
Well,
not sure they
I'm-
don't appear
I
to be
count on
doing
theirs.
any harm. So
yes, we get to count as our own eyeballs,
they
and I
could
think that
fall
actually
in
Travis is in there too. That's my video
So,
guy. So.
Travis is definitely gonna want us to kill him.
Yeah,
so
I haven't figured out how to get to see the chat though. That's what's bugging me on this thing. I don't know enough about how Twitch works. So
but the thing about it is that I mean these people could just be maybe mourning the loss of a miner or something like that. We don't know what these guys are up to.
Yeah.
They could be up to anything.
I'm pretty sure that they're cultists, and as far as that goes, I don't think cultists specifically are coming out here to mourn a death.
Well, I mean, are there good cults?
there could be, ish.
I'm not going to say it wrong.
I'm gonna say you can't say it with cameras on.
Yeah.
There are several we could start rattling off. There might be. If you take the purest definition of what a cult is.
Well,
So we could at least talk to them. If they're hostile, we
Yeah.
can fight them.
hey,
Okay.
what are you up
That's up to
to?
you guys, though. I'm squishy.
Hi, guys.
That's up to you guys.
Ashok, you're a good talker.
Now, who's the party face?
And
That would be
Well,
good.
we are Frank friends.
Alright,
Well, Frank and
They're Frank and Ashok buddy
Hey,
cop.
Shock should go up there. And
We're just
Good
along
cop,
for the
bad
ride.
we'll just stand in the
Exactly.
back looking pretty, or looking.
Weird.
alright,
For my
so,
kids.
yeah, I'm going to use Mask of Many Faces to turn myself into...
A cultist. One of them. And dressed in the robes
No,
of
I'm,
Indigo.
just as a minor, but
A minor you know or a minor you
Just
don't
do
know?
it.
That's
one
right,
that-
Cody.
You could look just like Belden if you want, right?
Well, there's
yeah, I can
people
look like
commenting.
anybody.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Similar to
Kill 'em.
Belton, but
So
Ju-
similar
just-
garb, but
yeah, more just generic face, forgettable face, but a minor. And I'll approach them. Hey, what are y'all doing?
as you do it, the even though they're how many did I say there were? I lost my
9.
count.
9.
9. Okay. Although they are 9 in a circle, from the positioning and perhaps a little bit his stature, and maybe the fact that there's a gold band around the wrists. The one who is standing nearest the cave entrance turns his head to you during one of the rituals, and as his hand passes by, he stalls just enough to give you an idea that you need to remain silent for a little bit longer while they're finishing what they're doing.
This mine is off limits. Why are you here?
Nice. So obviously you don't want them to finish. I get that.
I respect that.
You guys should be quiet while we go.
It's like, oh yeah, quiet time, quiet time.
You say no. I saw the end of Stranger Things. I know what happens. It needs to stop now. They were already virtually done, so it only takes literally 2 more motions, and he stops. They're 98% complete.
Oh wow. Great.
As the others turn and pull their cowls even further to hide their features further into their cowls, the leader, on the other hand, lifts his away, and the gold streamer is now reflected inside of the hood of the cloak as well. And he makes sure to lay it so that creates the U shape on the back of the neck properly as he steps forward and says, "You must be new here." The others are all filing single file, and somewhere in the distance you can hear them chanting, "Pie su domine, dona eis requiem."
Like they're walking away from the mine?
For Latin.
What's that?
They're walking away from the mine?
Yeah, they're walking back down the main road, just like they're going to walk by all the mines the way their direction. They're going to walk past everybody who's busy. It's like they don't give an S that people know what they're doing. So he turns and says, "This mine is no longer being mined, ergo it is free for other alternative uses. I have the certification if you'd like to see it." He reaches inside of his robe.
It's a trap.
Gun.
Go Admiral Akbar. It's a trap.
I cast
It's a
trap.
trap! Everything's always a trap.
As I'm slowly starting my incantation for Armor of Agathis.
Slowly,
Yeah,
I
just
turn.
getting ready to do it just in case I need it. I'll say, fine, then show them to me.
He brings out a document in scroll form, pulls a bone tube off of it, offers it to you. "I trust you do read Draconic."
I do not.
Should have that
Took that invitation so I could read anything.
You have a companion that does.
You have an
But you're
official
not here.
draconic
Yeah, I
translator.
We're behind you.
Are y'all all with me?
We're
No,
they're
by mine.
They're by mine one.
Oh.
You walked all the way across by yourselves, so you're probably a quarter mile away from them.
Oh wow, that far. I didn't realize it was that far.
Well, it
Oh,
wouldn't
wow.
be. No, crow flies. It isn't curve of the roadway because
Okay.
it's in the mountains.
Alright. So fake it. They're obviously here. under
Quarter
some
mile's
grand
only
stuff.
1,000 feet. It's only going to take you 6 rounds to get there.
Just pretend to read it and say, check this
Just
out.
go. Yeah.
No,
See ya.
you need to research this.
Look at it and say, this is all wrong. I'm going to take this
Yeah.
and get it checked out.
I'll take it from him, unroll it. Is it some kind of language that I don't understand? I'm assuming.
It's very dark black lettering. It looks. The only other place you might have seen it is in some of the kobold scribble, because the kobolds use the characters kind of like how kanji is for both Japanese and Chinese. Kobold lettering are draconic letters.
It's a
They
scroll
immediately
of
difference.
eyeball implosion.
Once you read it, you just...
So I'll just. All right.
Yeah,
Just wanna make sure
as you're
it
looking,
was-
just looking at it in your head, you're hearing the black tongue of Agamotz, right?
So I'll roll it back up and say, holding it, just, what is your purpose?
We are a social club. We raise
It's
money
not this thing.
for the orphanage and for pet rescue.
Rescue.
What was this?
Oh, that just came off the top of your head.
Objection, Your Honor.
What was the purpose of this ritual? It looked
Well-
like you were making a spell.
We had come for a walk, and so we were resting a spell.
There's nothing here. Let's go.
If you ever do lose something, like a pet, you can let us know, and we do pet relocation for a nominal fee.
I'll just throw it at his chest, the thing, and say, "Be on your way."
Okay, as you throw it, you see him manipulate with his left hand and hold the tube out, and you see the paper scroll back together and slide through the tube.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I will
Puts it in his
hide
pocket.
my,
That's a little Yoda-esque.
It's amazing. It's amazing what thaumaturgy can do. What prestidigitation can't, thaumaturgy can.
and then I'll, come on, Frank. And we'll-
I didn't know I was there.
Yeah, they said you came with me.
Peace be to you in the name of Indicus.
I was just muscle.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the big barbarian pulling up with you, like, what's going on
I
here?
know, I was hoping for some muscle help there, but just dead silent.
I didn't know I was there. I thought
No.
you said I masked myself, so I said I better not stay with you if you're
Oh, I didn't hear
if
that.
you're disguising.
Oh,
well.
okay.
That's why I
I thought
assumed
you
you
were
would
with
go
him.
alone as a disguise. But, alright.
And I'll rejoin the group, drop my disguise.
All right.
Who's this guy?
Who's Frank bring back with him? Oh,
So you explain everything?
Yeah, I think we should be wary of them, but I don't think they are important now.
in other words, much like when he stood on the top of the hill and said, "Okay, that's level 10. This is level 3. Don't worry about it."
Okay. All right. Shall we enter the same way we did before? There was kind of a secret way, not a secret way, but more of a hidden way to open undo the barrier and then put it back without destroying the barrier.
Right. Yes.
So I guess we'll enter that way.
All right. So you've entered through the winding little passageway, and you're back in the main entrance. And the first thing you notice is that somebody has indeed already repaired the chain on the lift.
Okay.
Oh, it is fully repaired.
Is the hole filled
Did you guys
or
break it last
It's as if it was never damaged.
You mean the septagonal hole?
yeah, the septagonal, there
Where
was
they-
a hole, there was a septagonal next
With
to
the bug.
it.
Where we threw the bug
creature,
down?
bug in the ground.
Yeah. The ground the ground clearly shows it's been disturbed. You can clearly see the sides of the septagonal image, but there's nothing nothing in the ground. Nothing.
It's flat.
The dirt is turned over. No, but it's turned over, so you can see that area has been monkeyed with.
Yeah.
So they didn't like do something to obscure it. They clearly left it
They
hard.
just-
There's nothing up there with us at all.
No.
Okay.
No, you got the one passageway that goes to the right, which you guys did not pursue before.
Right.
Right.
And then there's the
Got some dry erase?
and the staircase. Yep, let's get going. I gotta do something better
Waiting
than
for
that.
the-
Better than that. It's right here.
So we go.
I invented this little process so that I don't have to draw anything. And yet we still get the 3D effect.
I just started making little houses and stuff.
They look like Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah.
They kind of do. They're actually, you can get them at Michael's.
Yeah.
And they come independent like this. It's a
Okay.
box about this tall. You can get them in this color, you can get them in white, and they're promising gray, but I haven't seen the gray ones yet, or I'd already sculpt them up.
So
it's
perfect for like castle walls.
Or sandstone,
Ramparts.
or like sandstone tunnels.
Yeah.
Notably, we are not sponsored by Nycos.
Thank you for mentioning that. Oh, and we are playing at Gameology in Upland. I hadn't mentioned that yet. We definitely need to mention that. Thank you to Kevin for thank you to Kevin for letting us use the space.
There's room at the table. We need a healer.
There you go.
I'm a little offended.
Yeah, you got it here. That was cruel. That was a level of cruelty I've not seen in a long time. A long time.
Wow.
We have a druid. That's diet healer.
Diet.
Cleric light.
Here's your
Half the
heal. You
calories.
take 1d4 plus
None of
2.
the sugar.
Be grateful that I didn't pick a rogue.
Is that what you wanted?
I was considering it, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I didn't think that far. I was just thinking classes I have never played before.
That was one of my thoughts as well, was going rogue, but I was like, I'm gonna try a magic user, so I'll do diet
Same.
magic user and be a rogue.
I went full magic. I've never done magic.
Is the elevators up top?
I have a Goliath barbarian. Right?
Yes.
Just don't worry about it. It's a backup.
Exactly.
I'm thinking the same thing. Disable it.
On the way out.
Like, yeah. Yeah,
But it
yeah,
has to
not
be
on the
in a
way in,
week and it's, like,
definitely.
perfectly-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be a real quick adventure.
Mended.
These are
And I'm not using it now, but I want to pass this around. This is a model that was painted by my master painter.
The Revenant?
Yes.
The Revenant one?
Is that Matt in it?
Matt from Masep painted that. And
I watched a
So-
That's cool.
Black Magic Craft.
this is my way of
doing it.
covering the segue as I'm getting out the terrain and
What do
stuff.
you do?
He did this one.
Oh,
He did
okay.
a paint and rebasing on this one.
Okay.
It looks really good. I've been binging his stuff. Trying
Okay,
to
yeah, I've
figure
watched
out
him
how to
every
make
once in a while. I'm making
Treasure monster.
I'm putting together a dungeon like how he
Wow.
he does his tiles and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm doing the same thing. So
Yeah,
I've been
that's right.
watching different episodes how he does like his steps. So I'm doing different versions of steps. Figure out what one looks the best.
It's a
I-
trash man.
Yeah,
A
it's
treasure
called like a
trove, yeah.
Shipwreck Revenant, I think, or something like
Yep.
that.
Basically, you sink the ship of a evil wizard, and his ship comes back as a.
Looks like more like a treasure revenant.
That's what I said.
Oh, it's looted up. The
Yeah,
whole
it is
point.
definitely looted up.
It definitely.
The whole
looks
point
like
is that
shit. It's
his mission was thwarted. He was supposed to get that treasure from point A to point B, and the treasure itself is cursed. That's what brings
badass.
it back.
Oh, there's a little skeleton in the back.
That's actually in the front, believe it or not. That's
Oh,
actually
that's
the front.
Yeah.
Oh, the face
See
right
the
here.
weapons?
The face is that's part of the bulwark of the vessel. But
Oh,
it's-
okay.
Medieval mech warrior.
Yeah. Cool.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching his stuff, making buildings. My
Yeah, he
house.
does the helms.
I just
yeah.
did the little beginner one that he does, the little triangular hut.
Yeah.
I just finished that one. I just got to put
Yeah.
a wash on it.
The thing is that if you actually took the time, and he showed me that when he was building this, he actually took all the different lines and stuff, and actually was able to from this come up with the measurements of the actual ship that this was made from. So this is a schooner,
Oh, cool.
so a single-masted schooner. So interesting stuff.
So
Alright.
we're coming through here or here?
So I'm gonna remember that
We're coming through there.
at any point.
Alright.
It's gonna
Right now,
be
this
somewhere
this
there.
doesn't include. I didn't put
Yeah.
the windy passageway, but the windy passageway is
Alright.
out here. So
So
just
I
line your guys up
imagine
there.
Frank is probably in front.
Yeah. Dark vision,
Back.
danger sense.
I killed myself.
Oh, rip.
I died. New character.
Have some chat.
Okay, and now that we're coming in with a little bit more awareness and a little bit more time, you'll notice that there is a staircase leading down over here,
Okay.
and there's a landing that goes out there past the lift.
So we have. Oh, does the landing stop, or
Well, based on 30 foot, these are 5 foot squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You wouldn't have enough light to see the other side
see
yet.
beyond this? See beyond.
Yeah,
this.
it's just a big. To you, this is a big expanse, and that archway over there.
Oh, so we didn't see this stairwell last time.
Right, you were kind of.
So we have a
hurried
path
and-
going this way to the left, and then we have some stairways.
That
going to the
pathway
right,
would be therefore leading towards number 2.
leading towards mine number 2. But it could lead to mine number. It could lead.
It could
somewhere
lead
else.
to lots of other places, but I'm just saying that's. I'm giving you a reference.
Oh, it just.
This is mine 1, mine 2 is over that way. Camp is therefore behind you.
But mine 2 is a quarter mile away.
Right,
Okay.
1,700 feet.
Okay. So that's a long pathway if it does. So, well, let's check out the landing, make sure there's nothing here.
Alright.
So I'll just move guys around here.
Yeah, I want to be like right here.
I don't know where the rest of you are at.
Oh yeah, that's fine with me.
I'm just following.
Following as well.
I want to
I
check
have
the
vision.
elevator to see if it's appears to
I
be
know.
fully functional again or not.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's been repaired.
Just walk into the back row.
You pull on the cable you pull on the chain and you'll see the box lower. And it looks like new chain too. Looks like they didn't skimp. They spent some silver pieces.
No expense spared. Let me see. How many of you need light to see in the dark?
You do.
I do.
You do.
Yeah, I'm a human.
You
You
can
don't
see
have
the
dark vision or anything?
Is it dragon? I don't think so.
That's interesting. You don't. You're a half orc.
I see dark
Yeah,
vision.
I
you
can't
got dark
breathe
vision.
fire and breathe ice.
And elves,
I have a really
you guys
good
have
idea.
night or dark
We
vision.
have
On the
vision.
elevator
Yeah.
on the way back.
I have the best vision.
I want to, as we leave, as long as it's not in a rush, instead of destroying this thing, I want to rig it so the next person that uses it falls to their death.
Okay.
So
Like-
maybe we kill somebody important
like-
accidentally.
You don't cut the brake lines, you just like loosen them so the next time they use it, they snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any weight in the basket, it'll.
Yeah, as soon as you get,
So you basically pry out the chain in one spot so that one link is already compromised.
As soon as someone steps on it.
So, just taking a look at this area, does it end or does it keep going?
That's why I put a wall there.
Okay, so I mean down below. Does the floor stop somewhere or does the floor go all the way over to here?
If I'm
Meaning
recalling correctly,
that, can I walk
yeah,
over here?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's all flat. I'll draw something that goes down into the floor.
Right.
it's just a
Okay,
hole.
so it's just a hole in the floor enough for this cage to fit through, and that's it. So we
Right.
can walk anywhere up.
Right.
You do not have that.
Oh, okay.
I thought that, I was like, that's weird.
So we have a path going over here,
Just had
we have
fire
a
breath,
path here,
because,
path here, and
Like
steps
hold it
going
in my
down.
mouth.
And steps going up.
Where's the steps going up?
Go around the corner.
Oh, so steps going up, steps going down. Okay.
Okay.
And
You gonna look around this corner?
I want to. But
yeah, I was gonna do actually
I'll
the
let him
same.
go first because he's.
I have dark vision, so I'll peek my head over first. Does it look like?
There.
Here.
Does
Now you got your stairs going down. How's that?
Does it look like
Fantastic.
the tunnel or the pathway you said leads towards 2?
Well, it doesn't lead towards 2.
It's in the direction of
Yeah, you're
two.
just going around the corner to look.
Does
right?
it look like this and this?
I'll get there.
Okay.
I just when I use this stuff, I like to not reveal.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Master GM.
I know.
Wow,
What's
why
wrong
can't
with
you
you?
just do this at instant speed?
Yeah.
I can and rewind.
Ooh.
They get to fast forward to watch it later.
Just sink a TV into this and really do it.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But it's constant.
Oh, more pathways. God.
TV. But one like this with a nice TV in the middle.
I was supposed to play with somebody in San Bernardino last night. They canceled
We've got
all
a
their
ton of
hassle
things to
Yeah.
investigate here.
Oh, the nice table.
with the TV embedded. I was like, oh, I want to try that so bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and light a torch.
Computer or something. Sounds
Okay.
like a touchscreen. That you could like.
You hear the scratchers. Splint on steel.
Oh, so he's
Yes.
Took a second. I was like,
What was that?
Whoa!
Splint on
all of a sudden,
steel,
I attack.
and then all
sudden glow of light behind you. What? Oh. That's just Chaska. Okay.
I got some light now.
Yep.
Alright. So, dang, we got a lot
I'd
of
let
places to
everybody
go.
know. Yeah, there's a couple paths.
If you think about it, if it's an old mine, it's probably worked pretty hard, so there's probably a lot of tunnels.
Okay, so we have an option. First rule of thumb for adventuring is you generally clear out the level that you're on or anything above you because you never want anything at your back. So we
we
can
And
go
then
upstairs.
either AGR or AGL, depending on your preferences. Always go right or always go left.
Left, yeah. Kind of
Always
like
go
with
right.
a maze.
Variety.
And it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
bad
yeah,
as they get you groups that start off going always go right, and then some player comes in later and says, "Well, I always go left, so we're going left this time." So then they backtrack for
Totally
4
screws
hours,
them
and then
up.
the map's completely drawn new because the guy drawing now says, well, "That's not exactly right. Let's change it."
So we could go upstairs.
Yeah.
Is there something above us? No?
I'm down.
Okay.
I say maybe one or two of us stay below just in case.
That leads to the second rule of parties.
Yeah. Never split
Never
up.
split
Yeah.
up party.
I would,
NSTP, never split the party.
I would be okay with somebody trailing far enough behind that they're at least around distance to catch up to the party as a like a rear scout, but
Okay.
I wouldn't do anything more than that.
All right. Well, why don't we just for now send somebody up the steps just to get? I'll take a look to see what it. Is it more mining? A lot more. Pathways, that kind of stuff, or does it just end? Is there just a room? Let's see what it looks like up there.
Sure. So ascending the staircase, it's narrow. The stairs creak horribly. They use basically rope to link the logs to the side pieces that were the place where they bored into the rock. So they're nice and solid, but every step you take, that log rolls just a little bit because it's against the stone. Dust is falling therefore down below, and you hear this horrible creaking sound.
Is it loud enough to where anything below us might hear it?
A horrible creaking sound from where he's stepping on, or from somewhere else?
No, from where he's stepping.
Okay.
How far does the sound?
No, it's literally you step on.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
There
thanks. Immersive
So somebody
gameplay.
over here wouldn't necessarily hear it.
Well, the thing is, high-pitched sounds carry far. Don't carry very far, so that's
Okay.
the advantage.
Okay.
Deep sounds, deep booming sounds, like dropping a helmet into a canyon from a well. Not that anybody here remembers anybody that would have done that.
Just a fool.
All right.
Of a
Continue to
took.
go up the steps.
He took bad choices. Okay, yeah. So
You going up with your torch?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's taking the torch up. So the light diminishes down where you guys are, and somewhere down below you hear a growl. It's a rumble.
Down the stairs?
It just echoes through the chambers.
Oh.
Far away. It's not like next door. But when you get up there, it goes on to another landing, and it's another cleared out space. You can see at this level they must have been pursuing an actual vein because the tunnels aren't nice and uniform. It's like narrow with sharp edges where they'd actually taken any of the precious material out of them, so the passageways feel almost natural, but you can see the chisel marks that they actually cut their way through. And after 2 turns, you'll come up into a space where there is natural light flowing in from the upper left wall,
Okay.
which means you basically climbed up and now you're getting light from the very
The
face
outside.
of the cliff. Yeah.
Okay. So there's really nothing up here.
Well, there is a passage, but it's small and uncomfortable looking and
Okay.
dark.
All right. I'll come back downstairs. Okay. I don't think there's really anything of too much concern. There is a passage up there. Well, you heard what he said, so I'll just repeat it to you guys. So I think we should probably investigate this area down here.
Okay. Sure.
So down this way?
Good with me?
Deeper in.
Hmm?
Deeper in.
He wants to go straight in, but he's fine.
This way?
That's what
fine
he
with me.
wants. That's fine.
This way?
Put some marching
Alright.
order.
Get the marching order.
I'm in front.
I will take up the.
You have rubber here, right?
Yep.
I'll go in front.
Danger
of you.
sense too.
I don't want the squishiest in the back.
Advantage on deck saves.
So where are we putting the fire? Clear to the back?
Fire's in the middle.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So we would just generally remember this unless somebody wants to draw a copy of the map. Or take a picture with your camera if you want.
You know, that's an excellent idea. We live in the 21st century.
First time somebody did that, it freaked me out. I go, how could you play that way? That's sacrilege. You actually have a way to keep a memory even clearer than real memory. That's not right. I've struggled with that as a game master. What do you do?
What about the first time someone brought like an iPad for their character sheet?
Yes, this is what I'm more familiar with, even if it's rudimentary lines on a piece of
I
paper.
think the funniest thing is the keen memory feat, where it's basically like, I don't have to remember everything my DM remembers.
He's the one to do that for our
Oh my God.
Because our DM
The other thing that drives me crazy is I was running Tomb of Annihilation, and in the design of it, it says the party has a chance of 5% of getting lost, no matter what they do. But my players went and researched and researched. I'm looking at one of them right now. There's a feat that Rangers can take that means that if they get lost, they can immediately look for a landmark, and if they make that landmark save, they are not lost.
And that's the primal awareness, right? Or something like
Oh no,
No.
that's the Outlander.
that. Feet.
That's an Outlander
That's
thing.
yeah,
Fur-
the feature
further,
Outlander.
furthermore, to make it worse, he played as a native. We actually built that into the role play that he was a local native. When a local native ranger is in his zone, he cannot get lost. But that flew exactly in the face of part of what that whole campaign is about. Is you're trying to, deal with the fact that you sometimes can get lost. So,
Okay.
all right.
I'm gonna try and recruit that dragon.
I don't like that idea.
I'm not saying like, yo, that's my goal, but like if I ever see it, I'm gonna talk to it before we run.
So far, this
I'm
party
like,
has
yo,
a pretty bad success
you want a
rate
free
with
life?
animals.
You want a free life?
No.
I just
Get
love
dog,
a pet
stab
dragon.
dog
That would be
after like
fire.
10 minutes.
A pet dragon.
Yeah. I plan a Friday
Well,
session.
you will find that Jonathan, as a game master, doesn't do well with people with pets, only because they become such a burden so fast that I either use it as a really bad anchor and cause the players to have to make really bad decisions, or I become impatient and throw a monster after their dogs or whatever.
Oh,
That's looking at you, Travis.
His isn't a dog, his is a dragon.
That's what I just said. I'm gonna get a dragon.
Another animal dragon.
Oh, it'll fly away. As soon as he sees the glaive. Fly, my friend, fly.
Do you know if they sell graph paper out there?
They don't. You want graph paper? I have graph
You got graph paper?
I have
you want graph paper? I have graph paper. We have it all here at Gameology, here in sunny Upland.
Matter of fact, since we were doing it, vignette paperwork worked perfect. What's that?
Oh, just, I've never seen graph paper tiny.
No,
like
that's
this before.
posted so you can stick them to your character sheet and never lose it.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we have hallway coming up.
Store across the street, Big Lots. Got a case of those. This is the last of them, but I've had them for a while.
Those like dead things.
Furniture.
I'm not opening notes. I had an experience with a mimic last night. I got down to 1 HP and was held in its mouth, just stabbing it with the sword. Good on the chest. PTSD.
I had a friend who has it was probably not a project, but she made a mimic awareness campaign poster.
That's
Yeah.
hysterical.
Mimic awareness.
Anything could be a mimic. Be aware.
No, that's exactly what it was, though.
Be aware.
Like,
Your shoe could be a mimic. Oh, put it in there.
I was watching some
The druid has
shot,
fallen.
and they went into a room and it was like something turned into a mimic and killed it. And
Wait a
they were
minute.
like,
I think
anything
you're
else
in the
turned
back.
into a mimic.
no, I was saying
So
that I
they're
was going
like-
to take the back since I can see in the
Stab the cabinet.
You'll
He
take
was
the back.
one in front of me.
And I'm like,
Take-
okay. And somebody had like some kind of paints, or I was a disguise kit.
Ooh,
So they were using a disguise
adventure.
kit to put an X on it. And they were checking every cabinet.
I've been playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I get like
There you
all
go,
this
Frank.
music and the
How
dungeon
far are
crawling
they?
stuff in my head. It's so bad.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times 5.
I have not actually. I've heard that it's good.
75 for one.
Free to play, so I'm down. And it's just D&D.
I don't want to burn my teleporter off the bat, but I kind of
Nah.
yeah,
Nah.
kind of want to be like,
There's only
"Mine!"
one.
Well, I think your most recent use of it, like into the elevator shaft, is actually really good.
So somebody, whoever our main one was, decided to jump in the elevator and take off without the us.
I think that everything worked out just fine, and that there was a black dragon.
So as it was like going up, I ran poof into it.
That's dope.
So
What
it,
did they do?
That was kind of cool. I mean, I have to say that was kind of
And
cool.
what did you guys do
Is
while
it-
it was going up? Just waiting?
And also, I never
Yeah,
had
we
the option
could,
of like
yeah, we were
not
just like,
sending it back down. or anything.
so we just kind of,
It's last stand.
yeah, we just held our ground until the
he
bad
had
guys.
an entangle going up in the hallway, so they were having problems getting to us, and like last minute, got him out.
Yeah.
When the elevator shaft fell, it crushed one of the ones that was just staring up at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, let's talk to that dragon. Like, yo, I don't know what these guys got on you, but you could be free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could help you out, man. Help a brother out.
Cause,
How much food does a young dragon?
Well, I don't know. In the Friday session, one of the guys we played with has a dragon. I'm not saying I'm gonna get a dragon, but I'm gonna love to try and get something. I wanted a pet dog, and we lost that.
All right.
I'm a beast man.
So down the hallway, you can hear a low conversation. Actually, a low and high conversation. One of the voices is rather deep and booming. The other one is the high squeaky voice.
Abbott and Costello. All right. Are they speaking in common?
Well, you can't really tell because they are. It is, as I said, a low volume conversation. It's like it's not quite
Well, they're
whispers.
75 feet away.
Yeah. Right. Plus, the room that they're in is filled with a pale purplish light.
Okay. A pale purplish light. From 75 feet away, we can see the light.
Yeah, you can see the light. That's basically all you see is a glow coming from that area, and hear the voices.
We hear the voices, but we can't see any figures.
No.
Okay.
'Cause-
I'm gonna dim my torch.
okay.
We've got light right now.
So, you putting the torch out then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the
So
torch
as you put the torch out, the light from the other end does seem to become a little bit more bright. That's just perspective. The voices, the conversation without hearing the words sounds roughly like this.
Does the language sound similar to the language that was used before?
No, it's literally you're just too far away to
We
actually.
can't. We're
okay.
just hearing it right now. Sounds like Banjo
Can I
Kazooie.
roll stealth and I try to approach closer?
You can definitely roll
Plus 3, 12.
stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You were doing perfectly fine until you stumbled and slammed a shoulder into the wall and went oof by accident
Okay.
with a. Yeah. So put
12.
yourself.
I had a 12.
Yeah. Put yourself at the corner here.
Just getting more pieces. All things together. Oh shit! Oh.
You stumble into the wall there, and just as you get to the edge of that doorway, you literally can see the snout of this horrid black. Model's a little too brown, but blackish, dog-like beast.
I'm gonna run up to right behind.
Yeah, cover's blown.
Yeah.
You moving up as well?
Cue heroic music.
Yeah. Ready an Eldritch Blast for anything. First thing I see.
Okay. So go ahead and roll initiative because cover's been blown, spry's been lost.
Okay. 9.
4.
All right.
What's my initiative?
Oh, fantastic! 4.
20.
Also got 4.
Naturally.
I
20.
bought a cursed die here.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Just gotta warm it up.
I'm gonna roll d6, d10.
Yikes.
I got a 1. I don't know what's up with y'all.
I might be the first one.
I did too. Nice.
Yeah, that's something I haven't yet experienced in all my years of GMing. Concurrent, complete party fumble. That I'm looking forward to the day that happens when everybody rolls a 1.
Everybody rolls one.
Oh,
Because
God.
mathematically, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the probability is pretty low.
But when you play as many games as I do, it will happen. It's just
I was playing a game yesterday and one of our guys had a 0 initiative roll.
nice.
He rolled a 1 and he
And
had
hit-
a -1.
nice one.
Oh, you had a low
I have
dex?
seen 4 people all get a nat
Nice.
20 though.
Yeah. Then again, I've also seen poor Ali Figueredo roll 4 1s in a row.
Oof.
She and the thing that's really funny is that she'd already been given a boon from one of the luck gods. So at any time she could have called for an additional reroll. But she
You know what?
completely
I
forgot.
haven't been using my inspirational points at all.
Right.
On every one of these sessions. I'm going to reroll.
Here you go. So all you do to visually show that is turn your name tag down so
Okay.
you won't think about doing it again.
And
so now what is the
plus
D-
3 is 18.
So what is that? It just keeps you from getting to the top. Is that how that works? The reason why you would roll that?
Oh,
Instead
1
of a
through
20.
3 is don't add 10. 4, 5, 6, add 10.
Somebody like me who started playing with the dice that didn't have any numbers colored in. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, I remember those days.
So
So
it
he
was,
just got a hit of nostalgia.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it's from back in like the, you know,
That's like
where you
that's
used
like
the crayon.
yeah. Well, I'll show you something even better.
It was the old. In fact, I still have one of the original D6s from the box set from way back when.
Those are my original 3D6s.
Oh wow, nice.
I've had these for 45 years, and
A little bake light.
yeah, they're not gonna break. You're not gonna. But when we started playing D&D, you rolled 3D6 for each stat. You
Yep.
didn't roll 4, and you played them in the order they came.
Yep, 3D6.
So
6
you
times.
didn't pick your character. Your character picked you.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why the gods
That's
picked you in
always
Nycos. So I wanted you to still feel a little bit of that.
So if you had an 18, you were pretty
You
close
were doing
to a
well.
god.
Right. Well, once we started that process, we decided that it was kind of cool for characters to be heroic. So any 3 of a kind became an 18.
Oh, really? Okay.
That way, you
Okay.
increase your number of one cool number.
At least have one good number.
Yeah, and the idea is you look at
Yeah.
Conan or any of those characters; they all have one primary stat that
Yeah.
should be through the roof, and then
Everything else is 2.
yeah, exactly. All right.
All right. So I have an 18 now.
Natural 20.
4.
Okay.
I'm keeping my 1 and liking it.
Mm-hmm.
So nat 20s are going to be first. So you had 2 of them, or 2 20s?
Just me.
Just you.
Yep.
So you came racing up, and you got Eldritch Blast the
yours?
puppy dog.
9?
Yeah, if I can see it, I'm gonna hit
Okay,
it with
so
a-
clarification, you'll see the dog at about the same time you'll see the Blinn in the hood with a wand.
Blinn.
Yes.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, I'm
Blinn
gonna
is a
hit that.
goblin.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit
Well,
that
Blinn
dog.
can be anything from hobgoblins to
It's-
Betanor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's goblinoid.
But
So
there's
is it-
something with a wand.
Or is it?
Yes.
That's the first thing that needs to go.
That's what I'm gonna hit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that with the Eldritch Blast if I see that it's a magic user.
Okay.
No, I'm actually not.
I'm gonna try.
9.
9 will miss.
Yeah.
Now, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. She's behind a table, and it's about 40% cover, as it was. By the way, if you guys ever find these, you'll want to have one of these someday. That's a percentage dice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a 20 inside, a 10 inside of a 10.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're instinctively going to read the outer number first, so it makes it easy.
Oh, 57. Yeah, it's a D10 inside a D10.
It's really cool.
So 6 and a 0.
So it's 60.
Oh.
And notice you just said a 6 and a 0. You didn't.
Read the outside.
Yeah, you'll read the outer one first instinctively.
62. That's dope.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
you go check it out.
All right. And I will
98.
bonus action Hexblade's Curse that thing.
That was pretty
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Yes. Right. He's within. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Alrighty. And the 19, 18,
18.
18.
All right, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to maneuver up to this dog. And I'm going to clobber it.
As you start to clobber it, you see that the inside of its mouth is glowing red.
Oh, so it's going to like a breath weapon?
Could be.
Okay. So, because I'm now second level,
Mm-hmm.
I get my martial arts.
Mhm.
So I get 2 attacks, or no, I get 1 attack, and then with a bonus action, I get 2 additional attacks. Okay.
Right, so
Basically, I get 3 attacks.
you're becoming Stomp the Yard. At first
Right.
it was hit, stomp, hit, stomp. Now it's hit, stomp, stomp, hit, stomp, stomp.
Right. So,
Pretty soon he'll be doing all these weird shit with a stick and bouncing on the ground. And
Exactly.
Like a couple of them spider, and he's got like 15 attacks in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Put
And I
in
guess
one
just
level
throw a
of throw,
smite in
so
there
you
on top or
triple your number
something.
of
I've got
dice.
a 3-section staff, and I'm using, since it's a versatile weapon. Is this guy large?
no, medium.
Medium? Okay. So it'll still just do a d6 when I hit. Alright, so first attack. 14 with my dex, that's 17.
The 17 will hit.
Okay, so that's the
Just
first
barely.
hit. Okay, second attack. 11 plus 3 is 14.
Will miss.
Okay, and last attack. 9 plus 3 is 12, so only 1 hit. D6 plus 3. Take 9.
And that's bludgeoning.
Yep.
The characters on your shirt.
First blood.
I got a table.
Well, that table will be healing.
Total damage was what?
9.
We know it's not a mimic.
Or it's just really good at keeping it
Derived
cool.
information.
Silver linings inside.
Yeah. All right. That was 18, 16, 14.
It's him, then
I have a
Nine.
9.
9?
him.
9 is the next lowest?
Yeah.
Okay, right in between.
These
The
creatures.
Grolem charges. Clearly you're the only one to engage, so I believe I've got 6 spaces to you if you want to measure that out for me.
Which one?
The Grolem.
This one?
No, the hairy looking dude.
6 spaces?
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. Smite you with the sword. Because you're facing the opponent, Grolem have a really bad thing, and that is that they are bestial, therefore they get pack tactics.
Yep. I have armor class 15.
So the 16 plus 5 would definitely hit.
Okay.
You people in your highlight classes.
Hey, bro. I got 12.
That's fine.
I got 13 max out.
3.
Powerful.
That's right.
Boy, was he
Shrug it off.
impressive. Boy, was he
There was one post
impressive.
I saw on Twitter. that
He
was
came up
like,
behind you and hit you, and you're just like...
You hit with an Eldritch Blast?
I shot with, but I missed.
Okay, yeah, but you was with Eldritch Blast? He just says that the little blind girl says, Anima, and throws a witch bolt back at you.
Oh shit.
6.
6 misses, luckily.
It's
He
like,
knows, but when it goes by, you realize, holy crap.
that could have hurt.
She's gotta die.
Oh, I get it. I'm gonna get it.
Not only that, the witch bolt came from the wand.
Dope.
Okay.
Magic item. Gotta get it.
Dope.
All right.
Dibs!
Frank.
Actually, I have witch bolt, so any of y'all could
I would love a magic wand.
get witch bolt.
You gonna go for the golem, or you gonna go past the golem and try to get to?
Steps.
I'm gonna just
I think.
Well, you actually come in and yeah, okay,
Cool.
right here
all right.
attack him with my great axe.
Actually, because I'm charismatic, I shouldn't have done
Plus
it.
5 misses.
Whiff.
Same thing I just rolled.
Whiff. Alrighty.
I am dead last.
I want to shoot the witch with a magic missile. Or all 3 magic missiles.
Okay. You auto hit.
And I'll roll for damage, right?
Actually, you need to make a saving throw because as you throw it, she puts her hand out and you see the magic missile come right back at you. Make a wisdom check.
It's not good. 7.
7. Okay. So you'll take whatever damage you deal with the magic missile.
So I roll all 3? Because I shot 3 at her, so she
Mhm.
deflected all 3.
Does it come as 3 different bolts? Is that how magic
I'm gonna
works?
pick 3 different
Yes.
targets. Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, the only one of them. Then you take from one, and I'll take the other 2.
Alright, this is for me. 3. Plus 1, so 4.
Okay, and then now roll for the 2 you got through.
Plus 2, so 7.
7 points.
Yes.
I was like,
That should scare you much more than the witch bolt.
I was like,
Yeah.
she's strong. She can deflect 3.
I was just asking, I saw that, right?
Well, no, the issue is that she technically could have, for example, if she'd have casted Dispel, it would have dispelled the entire spell.
But it wouldn't have deflected, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
what
were
she-
just
what she did,
They
what she did was
want
something called,
Deflect.
it's called Rambler's Volley. And basically, you throw the spell, she turns some of it back to you. If you save, it comes back to her, then she has to volley again. And you
Oh,
keep
and
going
she
until it goes,
saving.
but it gets stronger.
Oh,
Because
okay.
she's adding spin to it. Oh, that's right, so that there was additional damage. So you take additional 1.
Be alright.
It's like after you're at 8.
Medic!
I have 8 health. 8 health and 6 healing.
Walk it
potions.
off.
Okay, now Dead Last goes.
All right.
Try
let's
to
go.
talk to the dog.
You know,
Speak
we've
with
already
animals.
punched it.
Yeah, the
I
dog's
know,
been
you
hit
just
and
get- the first one was
the
a
goblin's
worry.
been hit.
But the next one's gonna be with a bullet. The first one was a stick. The next one's gonna be with a sword. If you don't.
The golem has not been hit
Hey,
yet.
We're batting 1,000 on
I
abusive animals still
will
liking us. So.
Produce flame and throw it at the
Say
golem.
about this dragon.
So is that a, you gotta roll to hit, or say I gotta save DC?
I'm going to check because I'm wrong about everything.
What is it? What is it?
Produce flame.
I don't know that one.
I'm pretty sure I have to roll to hit, but I'm going to double check.
I think they say you just make a orb.
Yep, ranged spell attack.
Is this the cantrip, the little?
That's an 8.
And that one misses well. You guys are on par for the
We're
whole
not
round.
batting 1,000.
And I will, as a bonus action,
He's
activate
batting like
Shillelagh.
30. He said he's batting 1,000 abusive animals.
I will Shillelagh as a bonus action.
I think it's
Yeah,
you.
oh, you have,
No, that's you.
really? Are we on, I thought I had turned it off. My bad.
Well, that's a loop.
Yeah, it's the delay off of it.
Yeah, stream
So
delay.
it's gonna hear it and it's gonna keep going forever.
And then it'll turn into wee.
Eventually, but we killed it, so it won't happen.
Okay. All
I
right.
never had to do that before, as far as it picking up. I never had the microphone come on, so I don't know why it did that. So anyway, I'll have to make sure I kill that before we use it again. All right, we have two viewers at the moment, so we're good. All right,
Woohoo.
all righty. Yeah, we had as many as 4. One of them's Travis.
I think one of them totally too.
Okay. Hey, they live for the story, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so.
He influenced us to fight, so it's all we need.
Yep. So back to the top of the order,
We did.
Mr.
That's
20.
supposed to be me. Alright, I'm gonna.
Oh, I didn't do the balloons move.
Throw down.
Yeah, I'm fixing to attempt to fuck this guy up.
Standing on that?
Yeah, she climbed up on it.
I'm gonna move to her. If I can.
4, 5, 6. You can get about right here.
With the to here.
You have to
on
pass
the
through an
other
enemy
side of
square.
him.
You have to pass through you pass through your friend's square. I get an attack of opportunity as you go by because you'd actually be running through their fight. And if you went
You know
the other
what?
way, arguably, you'd actually get attacked with the dog. So the dog
I
element
wanna
makes
get
it the doorway.
within 30 feet over.
So you gotta come
1,
up the other side of the
2,
fight.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Put me right there.
And
there.
and to the left side. So
She sent me one. I'll send one right back. Witch bolt. 11.
miss. Hang on a second. That was a witch bolt.
Reflecting.
Have a witch bolt.
On myself.
Yeah.
But
So I
make
just
a
drop
save.
concentration. So the spell's no longer.
No, it's no longer your control. The way volley works is she's activating a spell that grabs your magical energy and lobs it back at you, but it's on basically she put a
But you
backspin
get
on
a
it.
save.
You
too.
get a save, and if you save, you throw it back.
Right.
Each time you get to add, we're adding a die,
Oh,
a,
God.
a point of damage to
So
the
it's a
attack.
whiz save.
Yes.
That's a straight roll for me.
Roll high.
Nice
Roll
catch.
high. Roll high.
17.
Nice.
Oh crap.
Low. 1.
Also,
One.
the DC gets harder each time too because
Interesting.
1.
Also, what was your original DC?
My original.
Your spell DC.
Oh, my spell DC.
Yeah.
It's 14.
14. So 14. This round is 15.
2.
Nice.
Takes it. Go ahead.
Eat it.
Yes.
But you said there's extra damage too.
Well, you have to add an extra D6, but what it does is it converts the spell that normally has concentration into a single shot. Basically, she took the spell from you.
So I don't get all the fun stuff.
Right, you don't get all the add-ons. Just
Yeah.
like what, yeah. Same thing happened to her spell. So.
So that's 8 lightning plus the D6, right?
Yep.
I didn't see that one. Plus
Nice.
5.
That's pretty good.
13.
Yeah. Oh, that worked out okay.
Playing some Wii tennis with a spell.
It's
Hit with the
flying
leg.
over my
No!
head. Whizzing by me.
It's like those movies where the wizards are always like fighting against each other. It's just two beams going back and forth.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I imagine more along the lines of almost like a martial arts fight, because you're throwing the spell at her. She's actually grabbing the energy, turning it around, and throwing it back. So then when it comes at you, then you can either swat it or you can do all kinds of visual things with it, because it's your choice of how you respond to it. And you can actually redirect it to a different target. So if you think she's getting too tough, but when you do that, then DC drops back down to the new targets. So it's a very versatile spell that I gave bad guys to make it annoying to kill them with their own magics.
Yeah.
All right. Again, 3 more attacks on this dog.
I need to mark my spell.
Punching the puppy dog.
Yep, punching. That's a 20.
That's a gut punch to a puppy.
All right. So
So
I
you
have to
don't-
confirm, right? Or no?
Okay, so you're using your hand. No, because
I'm using actually my staff.
Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So confirm.
Yeah.
Plus 2 on that damage I forgot because of the Hexblade's curse. She gets my
20.
add my proficiency bonus to my
Nice.
attacks. Or
That's
my
So
damage.
it's gonna be
powerful.
2 nat 20s.
2 nat 20s.
Wow.
Okay. So the first.
I
first.
rolled a 4.
Yeah, you're going to back it a second time. If you roll a third nat 20, it's instant kill. Even characters that can't be killed.
Okay. All right.
It's 1 in
There's
6,000.
no way.
We each
Okay.
got 2, so.
Got 2. Oh shoot, that's a 10.
It was
Oh well. All right. So
So
that.
So instead of it being
Use it to kill gods.
Six
max
on
damage, it's now double max damage.
Okay. All right. So okay. So that was my first attack.
Right, now you
Okay.
attack second time.
Second attack. 18.
That'll hit.
That's a hit. And third attack. 15 plus 3, 18.
3 hits.
3 hits. Okay.
We have a
So
bad track record. with
the
that.
second and somebody got another.
So what is your max damage with
Well,
a
my
stick?
max damage is
Definitely
it's
twins.
D6, so it's 6 plus 3, 9.
So it's 18 points of damage before you roll anything.
Okay.
Then you're going to roll 3 dice of
3
damage.
dice. Okay, I'm gonna borrow one of your D6s.
So it's totally that martial arts move where you hit, turn the hand, and change the damage impact on it. It's like you hit the plexus.
11 more. Thank you.
11 and 18,
Splattered it.
29 damage.
Nat 20.
But here's the trick: it's bludgeoning damage. The animal's fur actually mitigates bludgeoning damage to resist. But he still did 29, so he still does 15 points of damage plus the 4 was already at. So it's not dead yet, but the dog yelps,
Okay.
yelps,
Give him a
Sure.
good beat down.
shrugs back a bit. Next, you're at 9,
I'm at 9. I'm after the monsters.
right? So
Monstrous.
I'm trying to figure out whether the dog even wants to attack you. Yeah, it does. I need to think.
I motion to abbreviate pack tactics to tactics.
What's that?
I motion to abbreviate pack tactics to tactics.
Tactics 2. All right, sounds good. We'll go with tactics. So these all at advantage. So 2 hits, a claw and a bite.
Okay.
So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
2 nat 20s, but I roll a 4.
The dice, man.
And the Golem is continuing its assault on you as well.
All right.
19 will hit.
Oh.
10 plus 2, 12.
That takes me
Ouch.
down.
Unconscious down?
He's down.
Shit.
I fall over.
Roblox.
I had to two-time you though. I had to gang up on you. And now,
You
and
should have been dodging with your key
He
points.
said snake.
Yeah, I could have.
Thank you for understanding that.
now the
Real gamer hours.
now the goblin lets loose with its wand against.
Me? I'm not the one hitting it though.
Doesn't matter.
You're
What a
big.
jerk.
You're big. You're threatening his host. The host is the Blinn. I've got to protect the host. So,
Jerk.
16
It meets it. I
meets
have
it.
16.
Okay. Just go ahead and put that beside him to indicate that he is the target of a witch bolt. Her last one.
Her last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's concentration. Like if I hit her, she's got a concentration check to
Yep.
keep it right.
Yep. So 5 plus 4 is 9 damage. And you see he's now cloaked in this evil, dark, purplish light.
Yep.
We have to fight him.
We have to start hitting her, or he's gonna be taking a D12.
Oh, I
Every
thought
turn
he was gonna
automatically.
like fight us.
D12 plus 2. Okay. And now Frank's response to getting blasted.
The one that I was facing.
Yeah.
I'm to the back, right?
Yeah, you get flank, so you get advantage on the attack.
That's what I'm gonna do. Great axe.
My stats
Plus 5,
sound
18.
magical.
18 will hit.
18.
Alright.
It's still
D12.
bludgeoning damage. It's just considered magical.
Is it too late to rage?
Resistant to bludgeoning?
Yeah, they'll still, but your magic modifier would still be included.
Okay.
Would it be too late to rage out right now?
You
Before I
can
roll
call you.
damage?
Yeah, but you can rage after.
Okay.
It's literally when you call it, you have to.
Okay.
Since you already rolled the attack.
5 damage, but I'm still gonna rage for
You were now raging.
for the damage reduction. Forgot about that.
So 5 is what you said?
Yes.
No strength modifier?
It was 2 plus.
Whew. Ow.
Yeah, it was bad.
You guys are doing great. This is a great fight for you guys. Go team. All right.
I want to walk forward a little bit and to like line of sight her and get another magic missile. Shoot another magic missile at her.
And she is concentrating on the witch bolt.
No, I'm in the back.
You clear back here.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Oh, you'd have
that's
to-
3 con checks.
You have to go clear up here to get to where you can
She's
see
got
her.
to do a concentration check on every hit, or she loses the witch bolt because it's a concentration.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so you want to hit her with something.
So I'm gonna hit her with 3 magic missiles again.
You and your magic missiles.
Magic missile.
Magic
Magic
missile.
Gonna
I
break
fire
the
magic missile at the darkness. Go ahead.
And she's not deflecting it or nothing, right?
She can't.
She's concentrating.
She's concentrating on something else.
Just making sure, man. Wow.
Oh
Powerful
no.
6. Oh, 7.
Ooh, okay.
That was whack. I got
Nope, dead yet.
got one spell slot left, but 2 spells.
However,
I got one more spell.
However-
Fix and burn it.
I'm about to hit her with another magic missile.
she maintains.
Is
Does
it
she have
3
one for
separate?
E?
each?
No, magic missile. It's number. If you take damage in that segment, you get 1 save.
Okay.
I tried, Frank.
She's holding it. She's holding it. It's
It would be Ayula's turn.
Ayula.
There's so many enemies. I'm not getting past anything. without eating
Well, you can
this
pass through your friends'
opportunity.
faces, so don't even think about that. It's just that when you go past the Grolem, you'd have to fight it. You have
Yes.
to let it swing
Hit
at
that
you.
wolf with the.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the wolf with my shillelagh quarterstaff.
It's a chalet.
Bad dog. Bad dog. It's a rolled up newspaper.
Don't we love to see that? I'm going to use inspiration.
We forget to use them.
Might as well use them now.
It was worse.
Bless RNG. That's a total of 8.
So on 2 d20s, you've still missed.
Still missed.
Damn.
Yes.
I would like to use my bonus action to use Healing Word on Chaska over here.
All right.
Stop me from bleeding.
Basically.
I'm pretty close to death.
You'll be up.
After
Well, you would have had to make death saves this next round.
No.
You get plus 5 HP. You're welcome.
So you're prone. You're prone, but you've got the hit points, and the advantage. The good thing is that your action happens before the warg does. I mean, before the warg
Yeah,
does.
you stand up.
No, I can't. I'm still unconscious.
No.
I'm
Just
-8.
healed
You are conscious.
There is no
now.
negative, and you'll love this part about 5th
Oh, okay.
edition. 5th edition, if you go below 0, you're at 0,
Oh, okay.
but you have 3 death saves.
Oh, okay.
If you strike out and roll 3 times less than a 10 on a 20-sider,
Yeah.
you're dead forever.
Oh, okay.
Alternatively, if you just get blasted to what?
If you roll a
negative equals. So
It's
if you have 10
no,
and
okay, that's called Nova Death, and Nova Death you have to have taken damage equal to double your hit points,
Your max,
or
maximum.
what I do is hit points plus con.
Okay.
Is it your hit points you have or your hit point
I
maximum?
think it's hit points you
It's your
have.
hit point max. No, it's hit point max for Nova.
So if you
Yeah,
have 40 health, you got to take what, 80 damage?
yeah, you have.
In one go.
It's literally the I can fall off a building and survive, but I am not falling down the Grand Canyon and surviving
Okay.
because the amount of damage you would
And
take
then
at the
every
bottom
time
is.
you get hit, you get a death save, right? When you're unconscious.
Okay, it gets worse than that. No. Once you're in death saves, things get really bad. Number one, you're already potentially dead on three bad rolls. If you roll a 1, it counts as 2 fails.
Okay.
So you can die on 2 rolls,
Okay.
2 aces. Anybody that hits you while you're down is an auto failed death save. If they attack you while you're on the ground, all attacks act as crits.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to max out on the damage on you. So if you go down, you're probably not going to make it if somebody's standing over you.
All right.
That's why if a friend goes down under fire, you got to get there. Finally, if you roll a nat
You
20,
could use a heal.
you actually wake yourself back up with 1 hit point. That's the only way. That's the only way you can get out of death saves without a 4-hour nap. If you don't do that, even if you make the 3 subsequent 20s above a 10, you're still unconscious and you will be for up to 4 hours.
Okay.
And you can't be revived from that or awakened from that unless somebody uses magic.
Okay.
And magic automatically brings you from 0 back up.
Okay.
So,
Cool. So I'm at 5 hit points.
yes.
All
And
right.
thank you for giving me the opportunity to just explain that rule because a lot of people who watch the stream don't understand what a death save is. So
Okay.
it's rather dire. If you get to that point, you're that
Close.
close to that
Oh,
close
it's
to being
life or
gone.
death situation. Wait. My bad.
All right,
Top of the
That
list.
brings it
back to the top of the order. Swing, batter, swing.
Man,
All right,
I love
I'm
the
going
luckiest
to
person in this room.
Go through. I'm gonna go
At
up
least
to
you're not
that
dying.
that blend.
Actually,
So I'll take the attack of
Is it next
opportunity as I
turn?
go through.
no. Like,
Okay.
I'm a dying elf. What's the name of
Hit.
Just stop.
That's a from the Golem. That's a 22.
Yeah, I won't even waste the spell slot to shield that.
8
can I see
and
the,
3 is 11.
11.
Thanks.
You
Andrew's dead.
Yeah.
It's underneath your chair.
All right, so I'm actually.
As you're approaching, she says, "I see you appreciate aggressive negotiations. Do you comprende parley?"
And I'm gonna say no. And I'm gonna hit with my
Okay, so
glaive. See, there's no parlay here, and I'm gonna hit her with my glaive.
Pirate code.
I'll be
parlay.
10 feet from her, where I stopped.
Yeah, they're just getting
Yeah.
past the orc, put you within
I
that
want to
range.
just hit her at my reach.
Right.
Yeah, God damn it. No, I won't. So
That's a
11.
Oh no!
Asha.
Oh no! What a shock!
I will use my bonus action to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
So that way you can survive another round. Alrighty. A shock's done.
How many points did I take? 11?
11.
So, alright, so getting up is gonna be my entire turn.
No, that's your, that's okay. All
that's a
all the
movement?
down counts as is in order to. So you could for example, you could crawl now, but you're gonna move at half rate.
Okay.
or you can stand up and move at half rate. The very act of standing up costs you half your move,
Well, I'll just stand up.
of course.
Okay.
Seems like a good
And
idea.
I'll take a couple shots.
You know,
at
with
this
that
guy.
model, all I can think of is the newest season of Black Mirror. Because the very
Okay.
first season, they actually take the old, what's that fighting game? Where the guys are doing the bounce back and
Oh.
That's
forth.
a lot of fighting games.
No, you're talking
Probably
about the old
Street Fighter
Nintendo
or
game
Tekken.
with,
That says fight in
uh,
the Chinese letters.
Oh, I don't
Chinese
know.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat.
That they totally ripped that. It's
I still
it's
play that game
terrifying.
to this
It's
day.
terrifying what they do with it.
They
It's
did just
terrifying.
I'm trying to go.
So actually, I only get, I spend a Kai
There's a
point
lot of
to
fighting
get that
in
extra
Kai
attack. So I
Point.
spent one Kai point last round. I'm
Okay.
going to keep a Kai point.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of this
Okay.
anymore.
So I'm just going to do 2 attacks on this dog this round.
Punch the puppy! Punch the puppy!
It's a 15.
I will miss.
Shoot. And 7.
Miss.
Wow, I revive you, and this is the best you can do.
No, that was a 4. Sorry.
Even better. Even more of a miss.
Yeah, more of a miss.
Even more of a miss. All right, and
I keep the dog off of you.
This is a good
Turn.
point.
that's right. Doggy now tries to. Let's see. Yeah, still gonna go after you because you stood back up. Goes. Oh, now, ooh, you want to play? Let's play.
Let's play.
Let's play. Fuck
He's
off.
ready for new characters.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I know.
Me too.
A
A
1,
2 and a 1.
Would you recommend I hit the face
And
roll for
a
next miss
16.
again or one on each?
16 hits.
Oof, so close.
Only a claw though.
Oh,
Ow!
my focus is her.
I go down
She's
again.
got him sucked up. God.
Ruining all my hard work.
She's got him soaked up with a magic missile. Or not a magic missile, witch bolt.
So I'm like,
She's gonna be kicking his ass for a while.
stand up.
Up to a minute.
I fight, and then I go down.
Wait, how did you get down? Oh, you attacked.
hit me
Took
again.
exactly 5 damage, which is exactly how much I came
Damn.
for. So, life is good. I could use a better healing
Is
spell
it
since I
a
can't do
action
anything.
or
let's
bonus
see.
action to drink a potion?
That's item interaction. As long as you've got the potion on you, it's an item interaction. You're literally pulling it off the belt and interacting with the item. That does take the same basic space, if you will, in terms of actions as a bonus. So you use a bonus action to item interact.
Okay.
The balloon now focuses on, has to turn and face the rook. Face on face, mano a mano, no more of this pack tactics nonsense. You are mine, he says. 13 plus 2 is 15.
No, miss.
Apparently you are not mine. At least Frank will survive one more round.
Right? Gosh,
And since you said no parlay, she goes, well, no parlay, your friend fries. 7 plus 2, 9.
9 damage.
That is correct. Not only that, the cloud seems to get a little deeper purple and it's light around him.
Do I take half or no? That's not no. Raging doesn't help that, right?
This is, yeah, okay. Rage takes half damage from any melee, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it doesn't help. So it doesn't help.
doesn't help against magic. This is like
If you
psychic. I think
take,
it's
Next level, I could probably.
I think it's
bear
psychic
Take a
damage.
totem, you bury
Bear
it.
totem.
psychic damage, I think is what witch
Yeah,
bolt
the
is.
only one you can take at baritone is psychic.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just saying witch bolt is.
Just the rest of you.
So
Wait,
Witch
wait,
bolt
what?
is lightning.
Oh, it's lightning.
Frank.
So
Frank.
Healing is a bonus action for the
If you have a
healing
potion-
potion.
Yeah, you have to quaff the potion as your bonus action.
I'd like to use that first.
That's
to see what
probably a good
happens.
idea.
See what happens.
Good thing you have them.
So would I be able to use
What
my
is the,
bonus
healing
action for a
potions?
potion in his mouth?
Yes, you
while he's
can, but it's got to be your potion because you don't know where he's carrying
Oh,
it.
yeah, okay. Just
One
making
thing the
sure.
group can do in between sessions is actually say, we are showing each other where we're carrying
Our items.
the potions. That way you can all item interact with the other person's equipment gear.
Well, I got some. So.
Yeah, as long as you got one, you're good.
Before I
What
show
is the
them,
healing
we'll
potion
show
heal
our
for?
medic couch.
2d4 plus 4.
5,
Plus 4 is 9.
9. Got that health back.
It's fairly robust version of a basic spell. Not,
Yeah, I
Okay.
was looking at that.
And,
Supreme healing is like 10d4 plus.
I'm
4.
gonna smack
Yeah, but those also cost
that one that
armor
I've been
leg
Win.
fighting.
more.
Yeah,
I had to
of
grow
course,
them.
better with a spell.
oh, God.
at. 11.
We're just
Where's-
not having any
No.
luck at hitting.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Yep, inspiration point. There you go.
Oh, I should have done that.
And he rolled even worse. That's been the trend also. Everybody,
God.
100% of the people that have rolled got worse on their second rolls.
Damn it.
Alright.
This is powerful, you
This is
Yeah.
my turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna use a healing potion on him.
Okay. So 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, 2d4 plus
You
4.
want to roll it? Because I have not had.
Alright, roll it. There's 4.
Wow.
There's 5.
That's the same roll he had. 5 plus the 4 is 9.
9.
That's
And then I'm gonna magic.
Pretty
missile.
steady. And you're gonna magic missile her?
No, I'm gonna do 1 on each of them.
I'll have to argue that you can't, only because you're actually shooting behind you and in front of you. I can see you putting 2 into one
Can
on
I
one
do
the
2
other.
on her and 1 on the.
Unless you're
right
gonna
in
back.
front of
Of course, if you want to back into the
No.
warg's
Can
the warg's den and get all 3 of them in line.
me? Can I do
The idea is
you-
2 on her and 1 on the Grover?
Sure.
How are you doing?
Sure.
So these are for her and this.
I'm about to go.
So 3 for her. Or no, I mean 3 for him
3 for him.
and 5 plus 2. 7. 7 for her. And I have no spell slot.
She got con save on
What
that.
do you got
dude.
now? Firebolt?
Damn it.
I have fire and ray of frost.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all
I'm
I'm
just
worried
trying to
about.
give
I'm
it
just trying
to
to
her.
kill that witch bolt.
17, right? 16.
16. What's that?
What's your DC?
On my witch bolt is 14. But that's
She failed.
boom.
Oh yeah, because it's against her stat. Yeah.
Yes, gets hers.
5 still horrible, and she doesn't have an inspiration card clearly. So
You are no longer witch
Fancy
bolted.
that.
Okay.
you are now free. The purplish haze that's been around you is dissipating.
Frank.
Well, I'm still working on this
Yep.
dude that's
Okay.
in front of me.
So Ashok's done. So now it's
It's
Oh, I-
me.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know.
Forgettable, I know, but
me.
All them forwards are rolling.
Shillelagh hit.
These are super powerful druid spells. You get it with level 2.
I'm not using Thunderwave in a place where we're trying to not,
Draw attention.
yes, that seems like a bad
Yeah,
idea.
that would be a deep low sound. I think we agree that deep low sounds could carry a long way
Yeah.
underground.
I wanna avoid that one
One
right now.
more attempt at Shillelagh staffing this poor dog.
Still smacking him with a
Poor
newspaper.
dog.
Poor dog. Alright, that's better. It's a 15 total.
Misses.
Oh, well, it's still better.
Mhm.
Bonus action, healing word on Ashok.
Oh, sweet.
Because he is within 60 feet of me.
Yep.
Alright, you will
And now,
heal
and when he
seven.
and when she does that, you hear in the background, "Not a healer, hey."
You get 7.
We say healer light or whatever.
Yeah, healer light, eh?
Giant healer.
That's it. Healer
Giant
light.
healer, you said, huh?
Guide healer, that's what it was. Sweet. It's my turn. I'm gonna hit that thing
Hit her.
with my glaive.
Hit her.
Maybe. Nope.
Oh wow!
Up, inspiration
I
point.
can't roll lower.
The session where we all learn to their inspiration.
That's 6. Yeah. So 12.
Miss.
At least it wasn't a 1.
Uh,
Stab Frank in the chest.
Alright.
bonus action. Toll the dead. So it's wisdom save for 14. I forgot I have that.
Ah!
Is active.
Curse you! No, curse her.
1 minute.
She's injured, right?
Yeah, of course.
So she takes. That was a journey. 8 points of
Now she screams.
psych.
I'm melting,
Necrotic.
melting,
Necrotic
melting.
She melts.
She dies?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Topples.
Okay.
Thank God.
From now on, I just use spells that require saving throws.
The Grolem rages.
Let me see, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Stand up.
Pop, pop.
Pop, pop. Hit that dog.
So you're giving me a run for my money, but this is it, you butt.
And because I
I'm
killed her,
trying.
You get some help?
I get my
17
health
plus
back.
3,
That's
20.
okay.
That's one hit. Next
20.
attack is a 6. So first attack
I'm at
is
full health.
d6 plus 3. Take 8 more, dog.
This is what I love about Hexblade's.
Yo! And the dog goes down.
Dog goes down.
I'm at full health.
So I'm thinking that if I hit a single attack, I probably would have gotten the kill.
When it goes down, the Grolem and
He's the only one.
Vorin and you all have to make saving throws.
For what's that?
Deck save,
Dex save?
14.
Of course, it'd be the one I don't make. Don't make it.
23.
11.
11? Okay. So that is...
What, the dog explodes?
Yeah. Never used his breath weapon.
Oh, fantastic.
So 7 points of damage to each of you.
Is it half if you
Half,
make it?
half if you make it.
I rounded up or down.
1 hit point.
It's just 3. And it was fire damage, so it's flames just from shooting out of the space where the dog was.
Okay, I got 1 hit point.
Oh.
Ouch.
He didn't save either. That's very funny.
He takes 7.
Take 7. He's not dead
Keep
yet.
talking and nobody explodes. Just
Exactly.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, at least I didn't fall down this time.
Top of the order.
Yay.
Oh, by the way, make a charisma save.
Didn't you
My
just go?
Yeah, I just went. It wouldn't be
So
So
top
why
of the
would it
order.
go back
No,
to the
okay,
top?
no.
19
No, it
total.
doesn't. 19? Okay. As you drew energy from her, you feel her nails scraping across the inside of your mind.
Ouch.
She was trying to claw in and deliver a little gift.
Jesus.
So it'll be the Grolin's turn.
Okay. Yeah, it's the Golem's turn.
Oh,
I thought there was something.
It wasn't.
he's going to howl. A low, deep, growling howl.
That's not good. Is there anything we can do to stop that?
No, because
I
it's his
don't
turn.
have any reactions.
And he is raging, so we will give some love to our raging rook. This means you'll get advantage on him as well. So that's
Reckless attack?
Yep. 22. And of course I
Do you
got
pass that in Trace next level?
5 plus 3 is 8. 9, 10, 11.
That can help.
Does the raging help on this attack? What did
Yes.
he hit me with?
He's attacking you with basically a halberd.
So do I have that to 4?
Sword and a stick.
What circle? What are you taking?
You're having 11?
I am
No, how
circle
much?
of the
Well,
lake.
you're having
We've
11, so
already
it'd be
taken
6.
it?
It'd be
Yeah,
5.
it's level 2,
5?
third
Yeah.
pyramid.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
8
It's a
health.
little weird.
What's the best one?
Okay.
Depends on what you're going for.
Its action's done, so now
I'd say
it's
circle
me.
of the lake is
I'm hitting it right back.
You got advantage.
he's got advantage.
Moon is what they call
Hey,
it.
there's
Hey, there we go. You finally hit because I gave you advantage.
I was gonna reckless attack myself.
That would've been funny, 'cause it would've been bam, bam.
There we
Ah.
go.
Oh, nice.
15 damage.
Yeah, that howl is the last sound he'll ever make.
Which is from Ravnica.
He's
Or
down.
like circle of
Okay.
translucent or something.
It might be in the UA one.
There's the dreams, which is like you create like protection.
The echoes of his howl continue as he
Yeah.
goes down.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
Everybody's down.
I want to pilfer through the golem or the blends.
Okay, so the Blinn obviously has a wand. As you approach it, you realize that based on what you know about warlocks and stuff, more than likely that's their focus.
That's what.
That's her spell focus. So,
For spell focus, so
Yeah.
it's not really a wand magic item.
well, it may be, but they don't let you can actually bind a facsimile. So if you use a wand and you find a wand, that wand can be your focus.
I want to take a trophy off the Grover.
What would you like?
My focus is my my
Teeth,
weapon
tusks.
so.
I'll take one of its
Hair.
biggest teeth.
Ear.
Take one of its biggest teeth.
Did she just?
Like it's sharp one.
Take one of his canines. Upper or lower?
The biggest, whichever one's bigger.
Well, the lower are bigger and they're harder to get out because the jaw itself moves. Whereas you just grab the skull, you can pull one out of the top.
I'll
Is
take
there
the
anything
lower
else?
one. I'll work for it.
Go for it. Yeah. Is there anything else on her?
Add to my trophy list.
Yep, she has a little, basically like a mojo bag. It's in the shape of a scarab, like a shiny silver scarab.
So it's like a component pouch type thing.
Yeah, I use the word mojo because it's not. You wouldn't be able to tell what it is. It's a bunch of like minced herbs and stuff mixed together.
Okay.
Can I drink a
They-
potion?
What's that? Yeah, you can drink a potion.
I'm gonna need to do that too, at least about 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Still got my armor on. I think I have that for like 24
15. 15 out of 22.
hours. Just got a shell of ice around me.
I should make a note of that.
Any money on these creatures?
No, but there are 24 copper and 4 silver on the table.
There's your hoard right there, man.
While they're looking, after I drink my potion, I'm just
I'm
gonna
already sleeping.
kind
as
of keep
you look
watch
at it.
over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm doing the thing as a dog where you circle.
There you go. There you go. All right. So how many potions did we have? Each one of us take?
We had 4 each.
I have
No,
each.
no, we had a lot more.
I wasn't there, but I
I
got
have
2 of
4
them
each.
off of the.
I think 4 each
Five.
is what
It
you.
was 8 each, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I have 5 now.
Yeah,
But
'cause
I've been
I had
I've been
6
counting
and
mine.
gave him 1.
All right. So I have.
And I gave him 1 to
It was
Ayula
that
last game.
Someone gave me 2.
I
I
have-
think it was.
I'll
Yeah,
skip.
I was gonna say
So-
we had a lot.
I have
You
5.
gave me a potion, right?
Because it was 32 divided by 4.
Right. You gave me a potion.
Yeah.
So I'll give you back a potion.
I'm gonna use that right
Okay. And then so that means I have 7, and so I'm gonna start taking.
now.
All right.
What's up with the 5
First
plus
one,
4
1.
on the potion?
And 3 is 4, and it's plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 8. And the next one,
Volos, right?
1. And 4 is
Is it
5, 9
Volos?
that heals me up.
I'm
Hex
telling
blades
you,
and Volos.
these
Yeah, I
guys-
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll heal again then, because I'm at 15 health. 7.
11. Nice.
I'm at full health.
Because I want to make sure I can't remember.
Now I have
Should
4
we use this
4
as a
healing.
I want to make sure.
Mine's just a
Should we pause
jug.
it or no?
What's that?
Should we pause or just one?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We just roll it on through.
I just know they take a break normally.
Is it midtime? Midpoint?
I'm not
12
sure.
or 2 for you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break. So, yeah, put it on pause. Thanks, guys. We'll be back after the break.
Thank you.
And
This one up here?
Be right back.
I'm not listening. Look at it. I thought it was in the lower right corner.
The one that's his end screen.
No, farther over to the far right.
Alright, I'm gonna get me some snacks.
All right.
Just trying to mess it up.
I'll come look at it. I don't
Kill the
remember.
beast.
Just start pressing
You
all
like
the
to
buttons.
add?
Yeah, no. Oh God, no.
I'm gonna watch it.
No.
You guys are feeling better now.
Yeah, I'm
We've
gonna
got
learn
some
so when I
blood
say
on our
it.
hands.
Is this
The
one,
cool
right?
thing about my
Assuming
Hex
that's
Blades
a pause.
curse is when I curse something, when it dies, I get my charisma modifier health back.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
So, him healing me and me killing her, I'm back to full health.
Oh, real? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the end stream.
That's a nice little trick.
I